Hey, beautiful people, it's your girl Fies, and you're welcome to another episode on Red Zone on Powerhouse TV. Today, we're going to be discussing another important topic, which is the effect of social media on our marriages and relationship. How has social media contributed to the high rise of divorces and separations and heartbreaks that has been a plague to everybody lately? So I have two very nice looking, beautiful, and handsome guests today in the house. And hi, introduce yourself to the audience.
My name is Poku Diamond, and
Hello, my name is Al Pacino Blind. Thank you once again.
You are welcome to the show. Today, like you heard, like I said earlier, we'll be discussing the topic of how social media has affected our relationships and marriages. In your opinion, how has that contributed to divorces, the heartbreaks, the stories that we've been seeing on the internet? Like, how has social media affected us?
okay, I'm meant to either agree to it or not agree to it,
Yeah, yeah.
but I want to be in between
Okay.
because, like they say, anything that has advantage has disadvantages,
Disadvantage.
right?
Yeah.
So for me, I believe social media is helping, and in a way, it's also not helping
Okay.
because we have a habit of overstretching things or overdoing things. Because as much as social media is educative and it helps in a way, but then it's also because we how do I put this, because we overdo it, we bring everything out on social media. That's
Mm.
why it's as if it's helping break our homes. But I feel social media has opened our eye
Yeah.
for women, for African women. Let me just use African women because we I believe we are brainwashed in a way, from our family to our tradition to our religion. We've been brainwashed that we are meant to be under men or we are meant to be owned by men, and we don't have our own voice.
Mm.
But social media has made us open to a lot of things, educated us on a lot of things. Then we get to hear other people's stories or
Mm.
how they have done things in their own time or how it has affected them negatively. And that way is educating us on what to do in our own marriages.
Mm.
Okay, now where it's a problem is when we overstretch it, when we want to pressure ourselves to be exactly like whatever is happening in other people's homes. Do you get? But I will keep saying that it's just in between. It's helping and it's not helping in a way.
Okay. So how can you say that social media now in the like when it comes to women being submissive to their husbands, do you think social media has made us more submissive or less submissive?
Like as Diamond have said earlier, to be in between of the both parties of questions,
Mm.
it plays a huge role too because being submissive is what a woman wants to be doing if she really wants to get submissive to the husband, notwithstanding if she's actually having to be entangled with social media or not.
Yeah.
But secondly, when you overdo it, as she said earlier, it actually gets to the head. I don't believe most times are off the issues of social media. Most time it comes from in between what the girl believes or what the guy believes and how they apply it to their everyday activity. But this issue now is a very big issue in its own way because most girls, for example, I will give you some example. I've been in a scenario where my dad talks to couples because he was a marriage counselor at the time, and the complaint was about like, I'm married to this girl. She's in my house now. In the morning, she'll just wake up. She'll just carry phone and be pressing. She'll not even bother to know what my children is taking, eating. Me self, I'll just prepare and go to work without eating. The wife will be like, hey, you said you are the man now. We're in this together. You should to go and do something, to go and find the food and do so. It becomes a menace. Every day they will be quarreling. 2 days ago, I have a friend that told me that the elder sister that is pregnant, the husband brought her home to their house that he's not married again. What was the problem? The problem now lies at that he said that the wife always presses phone, even when he's around. When he's not around, he will carry the first child at the back and will be just be pressing phone up and down. The child will be crying. So it's all left for us now to manage this situation, to know how to handle it, because it's going out of hand. So in as much as I agree that it's a problem to our marriages and relationship, in the other hand, it is not a huge problem too because it is not the main thing.
Okay, can I say something? Sorry. I'm sorry
Okay.
I'm cutting you off. As regards to the example you just gave now, her husband's sending her home because she's pressing phone. I think it's because he feels he owns her.
Yeah.
He has the right to do that. It means they're not partners. They're not marrying themselves. He feels he's marrying her, not the other way around. And because the woman has not said or listed out the problems she has, there is no way I will be in my husband's house
Yeah.
and he's giving me attention, giving me what I want, and I'll be on my phone.
Exactly.
So the
I
man
agree
is
with you on
leaving
that.
his faults that he's not fixing and he's blaming the phone. We get addicted to things. Why? Why do people get addicted to drugs or smokes? All those kind of things. It's because probably you have a problem you're running from.
Yeah. Guilty pleasure.
Yes. You need something else to take your mind
Off
off
it.
the main issue.
Yes.
So, as a man, if he is not brainwashed, if Africa did not brainwash us, or the way we were trained didn't brainwash us, he would have come down to check himself. There is a problem. For my wife to leave a full grown man like me and be facing a gadget, it means I have a problem. Then he's left for him to sort it out. He's not sending her home. He's meant to sit down with her, ask her questions. What do you want? What am I not doing right? Why can't we be in a happy marriage?
Can I ask you something?
And if he had spoken to her and say, I'm not comfortable with this, then probably the woman would have said, okay, I'm doing this because of this.
This, yeah.
Then
Communication.
what if the man already sat the wife down to say to call her to order like several times? Because in this scenario that I gave you an example now, there have been dialogue like even with the mom actually. Okay, for example now, I myself, while I was staying with my family, my own family house, when there is telly on showing news, saying my dad will tell me, "Oga, drop your phone and listen to the news." You get? So I don't really
So
know
are you
why.
saying the phone, like the social, is it the social media that
Social
she's
media now,
on
yes,
her
now
phone doing?
maybe on WhatsApp or Instagram or TikTok.
You
You
already
get?
started getting
But that
it
one is
wrong.
already.
Wait, he said something. He said calling her to order. Are you controlling me? Why would you call me to order?
Calling you to order
No,
is
no, no. Talking to me
listen
is
now.
Having
different
a
from
conversation.
Calling you
calling
to
me to
no
order.
calling you to order. When you are being called to order is when you are doing something wrong. Nobody calls you to order when you are doing a right thing.
So whose judge
That's
is it? Who is the judge of being what I'm
Wrong,
doing? Is it
wrong
wrong or
or
right?
right.
Okay, what
that's
if
why
I'm a business person and you wake up in the morning as my husband and you go to work? What if my
you
business
don't
is on my
My
phone?
phone.
listen. There is time for everything. Even the Bible says this too. Here in Africa, we have a pattern, and this has been helping our forefathers, our mothers till date. And to deviate from it now, it will cause a lot of harm and problem in our society. Like when you call your wife to order in certain things that she's not doing properly, like the social media aspect, telling her to disease herself from that. For example, how will I go to a photo studio to expose an unborn child of mine in the name of I'm trying to show the world that that my wife is pregnant?
But there are couples that it doesn't mean because you can't do it doesn't mean like couples
Other
that
close
want to
contact.
do it
But in
can.
some families, when you don't agree to do that, it causes a whole lot of problem. The wife will be nagging you, quarreling you,
So
like
you're
all your
saying the
mates are
social
doing.
media that
Yes,
That's causing that.
the social media because she really wants to show the world
I think.
and
I
other
think.
things that they are doing. So you the man,
I
you
think
have to follow how
personally.
to.
I think personally. That is why when you are dating somebody for marriage, you should know what you can live with long term.
Women changes, my sister.
Men change too.
Yeah,
Everybody
Yes.
is
women
cause
changes.
change is constant. Nobody is going to
Particular
be the same thing forever.
when you meet a girl and she's good with you, with time and she start behaving awkward from the way she was being doing with you before then. What do you want to do? What will you do about that?
Marriage is compromised, you know.
Yeah.
You have to be able to compromise for me if I'm married to you, and I have to be able to compromise when I see things that you're doing and you're changing. I need to, if it's something I can live with, I'll need to adjust myself to it.
But a
That's why
woman
we're
has to
partners.
compromise more.
But
That's
who
the
compromise?
A
problem with
woman
men.
has
That's
to. A
the-
woman has
they
to.
think we
That
need
is
to
it
woman
now.
has
compromise.
to
But you don't
compromise
think you
more.
don't think
Why?
of where is she
Because this
placed? Is
is-
she happy?
Yes.
Happiness-
Is
Cool with what you're
she
doing.
happy?
She should be happy, and she'll be
Why?
happy.
She should.
She will be happy too. A compromise comes in, but a woman compromises more
Why?
because you are under a man's protective custody.
Who said so?
Protective
how we are
custody
seeing
Marriage
it.
how?
is agreement. I agreed to marry you. I left my
On what
house.
basis?
Yes.
On what
On what
basis?
Society
That I
has
will take care-
now tried to make women more masculine.
No, society
Women are now
has-
providing for
society
themselves.
is
Women are
try-
doing everything
Society
for
is trying to
themselves.
make the woman seem themselves equal with the man. That's what society is trying to do now.
Men are now
Which is not-
feminine.
No,
You
no,
are
no.
True.
begging to be begging, like you are begging for the things that this is a woman's thing. This should be for
Because
women.
the woman, because the
like
woman
you
wants to be
said,
the man.
Okay, like you said, as
Because
an
the
African
woman
man,
wants to be the
it's
man.
not-
I'm
it's
actually
not
as an
a
African
choice.
man.
Yes.
As an African man now, our forefathers, they took care of our mothers in every way possible. They were 100% the ones providing for them. But now, then women don't work. Am I? They just make babies, right?
Yeah.
Cook, take care of their husband.
Are you
Take care of
serious?
the house.
Yes.
Be at home.
Are you serious?
Now, women work. Actually, women go to work every day. They make money. Most women now
Have
make
you
more
seen-
than men.
Have you seen the statistics of the number of single mothers that we have?
Olden days. Let me put to you.
Men don't even
all
want
in
to
that
take up their
aspect. Olden
responsibilities
days.
again.
Again.
A man marries more than one wife. 5 or 6 wives. Put them to order, each of them in their own hut. When he wants to see you, you come.
But
Well,
he
what's the
takes
deal with you?
care of
But he
them.
takes
That's
care of
the
every
point we
single
are trying
one
We
of
to
still do the
make.
same here.
No.
We do the same. Just that.
That's
why-
not what is
see,
happening today.
Why we
see,
cannot?
see what
why is
social
that we
media.
don't-
See what social media has done for women.
Why we-
They have even given them a voice. There are women who have been abused.
That voice.
Women who have been, but with social media, they can come out to say, okay, this is what I'm facing in my marriage.
That
I
voice
just
is gonna be a
read
whole lot of
something now
problem.
on my phone. There's this story that went viral of this man and his wife. I don't want to put out any name. The man and his wife, the woman died from domestic abuse where she burnt herself and stuff like that.
Yes.
Do you know this man posted a birthday photo of him and a new woman?
Actually, he did.
His wife is dead.
What?
His
The-
ex-wife.
Okay, now,
in
what
a
social
story,
media, what
listen,
social
in
media
a
does
story.
for women?
In
Who
a
would have
story,
known?
there are 3 sides of story. You hear from the first person, you hear from the other one, and the actual truth of the
It
story.
happened before our very before eyes. Who
All
didn't
of us
know?
saw what
family.
happened.
Everybody
You
saw
know the
it.
family. See, that Okeke's family is not doing fine does not mean that Okafor's family will not be doing fine too. So when it gets to your own platform, deal with what you want or deal with what you have. Back in the days, as I was saying, each woman stays in her own tent or hut. When the man wants you, he calls you. You come. They give you food. You go farming. As a woman, you with your children that stays in your own hut, go to a farming. They give you a particular land where you farm. You cultivate those food that you eat. You harvest it and bring it home to the house. The man shares it out to how he wants. But now,
Let me correct
now-
that. You're
Wait,
using
now-
a reference and you're using it wrong.
wait,
Wait,
now,
men,
you were comparing then and now. That they are taking
Because
good
if
care
you
of.
want to
But
compare,
you cannot
you
stay
use it
with-
in the right way.
Women now cannot
Wait,
even stay to do those kind of things that they do olden days now.
Then it
Can you go
was
to
it
the farm and
was
farm?
it was it's
Can
the
you
way,
harvest
the,
a food
wait,
for
the way that
for a man
the
to
way
be
that
eating?
men
You
now,
cannot.
the way that men buy hair for women now, pay for our house rent, do all those things.
They
That
don't do
is
it
how
olden
then
days.
wait, that is how then in the olden days when a man marries up to 5 wives or even one, it's a responsibility to give her things, to
Yes.
enrich her with land, to enrich her with farm products,
To cultivate.
whether she's
To
I'm
cultivate.
using the hair you're buying for me, am I not?
Yes.
Hair and land is not.
Wait,
hair and land
wait
is never
now, let me
applicable
make my
at
point
all.
so you understand what I'm
They are
saying.
never in the same
Let me
platform.
make my point.
You
At
can
least-
never. You
Wait,
can never match
Let's
hair
hear
and land.
Purple. Let's hear Purple. What do you
Uh-huh.
say?
The land that they gave you now is a gift from your husband. You own
Yes.
it. He builds a hut for you. He beautifies it. He beautifies you. He buys you those cowries,
A
those pieces
material
of
for
clothes,
yeah.
all those things. He's giving you all those things
Okay.
to make you happy, right? And that's how, in the olden days, they have 10 wives and they keep all of them happy. Apart from the sexual aspect of it, they give them
And they are
things,
submissive.
food.
They are
Wait,
very, very submissive.
if you're taking
While
care
serving
of
food
me,
to the man,
wait,
they kneel down.
Wait, calm down. If you're taking care of me 100%, Why won't I be submissive?
Because you won't allow me in
But
this
now,
generation to
in
do so.
this generation
You
now,
wait. You
in
want to
this
make money.
generation,
I want to make money. You want to be answered, madam.
if I
want to be
leave
answered, Oga.
it, will you be able to take care of me?
Exactly.
If I stop
100%.
working,
See,
You can.
if I
I
become a
I
full-time
I always
housewife,
say
will you be
this.
able to take
There
care
are
of me
men
100%
there are
without excuse?
there are 101 men out there that are ready to have a housewife and take care of them.
See, I don't
they end
advise-
up
Can
with-
you do it?
I don't
Yes,
advise
if I-
anybody.
If I'm in that platform to have the money to do that, I will do
You are
that.
not.
Even
That
to-
is why the girl
See,
you're
wait,
marrying will need to work
wait.
so she can be able to take care of her own
Certainly,
self.
in that
with you.
olden days, not every man has more than 4 or 5 wives. Some have 1, some have 2, some have 3, some have 4 or 5. So that to tell you that all fingers are not what equal.
Even
So
that
when-
one, they're taking care of that one very well.
1 is what we practice now, but older days they have more than 1. So now let me put it to you and correct that phase. You said they give them land for them. They don't own the land. They give them the land. The land is for their children.
No.
Likewise,
They pass
In
it
the Igbo
on,
land,
like,
To their children.
inheritance
To
now.
their children.
Okunnem. Like my dad now, as the last born of the family, Okunnegiyo is your own. Do you know? Even if there is a first son, the first son owns the father's whole property. But that particular
the
hut,
last born owns that.
No.
It's for the last born.
Yes,
I'm an
for the
Igbo
last
man.
born.
Yes.
That particular hut that they gave your mother. If it's not my own, why is it my mom that I'm inheriting it from? Because I'm a last born in my family. Do you get?
If something is your own,
My grandma's hut, in our big family house,
But right
is my
now-
dad's own.
or now listen. But right now, if a man gifts you with the land, if your husband gifts you with the land now, you can decide to sell the land to anybody you care about. You can dash it to your brother.
Okay.
But older days, you don't try so. It's for your family
No
and for your
land. We're
family.
not
alone.
going to
You
compare
cannot.
that
The
system
no,
to now.
Apart
Yes,
from
now.
that particular place that they gave you to live, if your husband gives you a land to cultivate, you can decide to give it to your brother.
They
The
don't do that in
difference,
Igbo
wait,
land.
the difference
They
between
don't do
them.
such in Igbo land. They do that only. What is applicable is for only your family. Your family, your immediate family, your children, they're the one that inherit those one. And that is a birthright for your last child.
Okay. Before
in
we
Igbo
start
land.
to
The difference
deviate from
between then and now is this. Then they don't naturally just sell lands. They don't naturally just sell lands. They give out, they will tell you, if you're my sister now or you're my brother, I will tell you, take this land and cultivate for the next 10 years or till as long as you live. Then your generation will not inherit it. Goes back to my own
oh,
family.
Let's not
Yeah.
digress.
That's how they think
See,
then.
Let's
Do
not
you get?
digress. The problem
So-
of our society now, the women of our society now, is that they don't get contempted at all in anything you do for them.
Okay, I want
They
to
want
say
more.
something.
They
I'm
always
going to
want more.
I'm standing in the middle of this conversation now.
Yeah.
I'm not standing with you and I'm not standing with you either. Because I feel like sometimes social media has actually affected women's mindset. Because now some girls
Yes.
are not doing it. They're not trying to they don't like some girls now, right? They just want a comfortable life.
That's
They
what I'm
don't they're not
saying.
looking for the extra jara
A girl will
jara,
screenshot
but they are
25 hairs
trying
in her Instagram
let
page and
me
save it on her phone.
Your page.
let me talk.
I
Let
just
me talk.
noticed.
Calm
Your
down. Let me
page.
A
talk.
girl will do that in her
You're
phone and
taking it
save in her
very,
phone.
very
Yes,
How will you-
personal.
and you'll be putting it to a man that, baby, I need this, I need. What is this man doing to
What
earn this
I
living to
feel
buy this kind
like
of hairs
is
for
the
you?
solution to this problem is if you're with a man that is not giving you what you want,
You find the
you
one.
find the
is.
one that is giving you what you want.
And if you're with a woman that you cannot afford, find the one you can afford. There are people, do you know, women are, they are
Period.
grown up, there are kids that are growing up now that don't know that there's a hair of 350,000.
Exactly.
Let me now tell you
Then
something.
go and date those girls that will collect iron sponge from you and wear in their hair.
Let me now tell you something.
You cannot see a girl that
In
is
this
maintaining herself all the while. And you
Because
see
it takes
her,
a
you
lot.
say she's wanting to-
Skincare is so expensive.
In this
Are
our
you
society
saying?
here in Nigeria,
You want
for
beautiful
example,
girls, but you cannot maintain
in this
them
our
before
Nigeria,
you-
for example, I will still say it. I will say it out loud. Even in the world, I said it before. Over most richest women in the world got their finances from divorce abroad. None of them worked for their money, like own a company.
Okay,
See,
when
you don't
when
say it like
when
that.
you said this before,
Let me not
I
finish. Let me not finish. Here now in Nigeria, even there, their government gave them a platform to work and earn money. But here, that the government has not even given us that platform for the ladies to work more. Like, because here in a society, in government, you see men more often. In offices, you see men more often. Making money here also in Nigeria, men has money here more than women, actually. Then now, Most of the girls that don't even
But you know
want to,
that the most breadwinners in families are actually women.
Women now, yes.
how many of them?
Don't
Can
say
you-
how
is
many.
it comparable?
Most.
But
Yes.
it's not comparable.
No.
It's not comparable.
Men, do you know how
See,
many single mothers are out there? Do you know how
single
many
mothers
people?
is because you
how many
wanted
men
to single
will
mothers
leave
because
their
you wanted to be a single
responsibilities?
mother. You
Do
don't
you
want
know-
to take any bullshit
Let me
from a
let me
man.
let me now tell you how we
Yes.
got here. Let me now tell you
A
how
man
we
will
got
tell
here.
you, let's do this, like you will say no. That
Men want
that
to be
they are
alpha
doing it
Let me
like
male.
that.
tell
They don't
you
want
how
to
we
bring
got
out-
here. We got here from trauma. Do you understand? The things we saw our parents
Because you
do.
expected
We
much.
started
That
replicating
is
it,
why
and it
you are
started
having
getting
trauma.
worse. And now this is where we are, at a point where we are at a table, and what we are discussing is how our phone is able to destroy a relationship that is supposed to be you and me.
Yes.
It's supposed to be about intimacy. It's
okay,
supposed to be
before
about
phone came into the
understanding.
picture, before social media came into the picture, are you saying that all these issues were not arising? But
There
why
were
They were very
issues.
little. They were
No,
very
the
small.
dif- the
They were very,
difference-
very small.
But you know, the difference is that now it's visible because there is social media showing us what is happening.
Yes.
Can't we keep it
Growing
not
up-
being visible?
Growing up, we saw all those things, and that is what twisted our mindset. You feel what your dad is doing is wrong.
Very
It's
right.
right.
Very right. Because it has
and
been-
me myself, I feel that my
Okay.
He
mom
has been
taking
paying
me
the
to
bills.
Okay,
outings
He
okay,
has
is
been paying
right.
the bills.
This was
setting
fun.
up standard.
This was
Everything
fun
was
and
fine.
so interesting. This was fun and so interesting. But we have to conclude now. And social media is harmful when it is used in the wrong way. But then when it is used in a way that is right, it is very, very helpful. And it can also help by giving us the ideas on how we can stimulate and get our relationships to be where we want it to be, goals. But then again, we should still be careful about seeing and trying to compare our relationships with what we see on the internet, because it's not always all real. The internet only captures just a moment.
Thank
It
you.
doesn't capture what goes on behind the scene. And both men and women need to put in the effort and the work.
As much as social media
And-
gave women a voice, it's good for us.
We're going to have
Which
this
kind of
talk another
voice?
day. We're going to have this talk another
Voice,
day.
where-
Thank you
where-
so much for being a part of today's episode on Red Zone. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and make sure you click on the little bell so that you get notifications every time. See you next time. Love you all. Bye.